This is in the context of knitting the Baudelaire top, with the solid panel being the panel that you want to wear at the front. I've already done my X number of decreases on each side of the panel. In my example, X equals 2, and I added 2 stitch markers, 8 stitches from the end of the work on each side to indicate where I want my short rows to end, because I want to add length to the middle of the work and not to the side. So I'm going to use a contrasting color so that you can see exactly what is going on. Because we're making short rows, we're not gonna work all the way across the entire row. We're going to work only a middle section of the work between the 2 stitch markers I placed. So I'm going to start knitting my panel normally without making any decrease. And I'm going to knit past my first stitch marker, which indicates the start of the short row section. So I just knitted that stitch where I want my short row to start. I'm gonna knit one more, and now I'm going to do the decrease, which is a slip knit. So I slip 2 stitches in the knit side, in the knit direction. I will meet you a little bit before reaching the second stitch marker. I am 3 stitches away from my second stitch marker. I want to leave 1 stitch unworked, worked normally, as a normal knit stitch here. So I'm going to use these 2 to do my other decrease as a knit 2 together. So these 2 knit 2 together, then 1 regular knit stitch. Then I'm going to knit the stitch that I marked earlier, and I'm going to work my short row normally with the regular German short row technique of turning the work, sliding the stitch from the left needle to the right needle without twisting it, and then pulling tightly on my yarn so as to create a sort of double stitch here. So a strange looking stitch with 2 legs. And because I want to now go back and start purling, I will move my yarn towards the front of the work. And that's it. You just worked your first German short row turn and you start purling. And I will meet you before reaching the first decrease that we made. So I'm close to reaching the first stitch marker, which is where I want to do my second turn. So I keep purling. I'm not doing any decreases on the wrong side of the work. So I keep purling until I reach this marked stitch, which I will purl as well. Now I'm going to work my German short row turn as normal, turn the work. Now it's slightly different from the previous turn, because on this side I want to bring my yarn to the front before sliding the stitch. And that's actually pretty logical, because once you slide the stitch to the right needle, you need to pull towards the back to create the double stitch as we did previously. And then I'm gonna leave the yarn at the back so that I can start knitting. I don't need to move the yarn anywhere, it's already placed correctly. So as I did before, I'm gonna knit 1 stitch to always leave a bit of space between decreases and short row turns. I find it easier like that, but if you have another preference, that's also fine. And I'm going to work my next decrease with my slip knit. So slip, slip, knitwise, and then knit them together like so. And that's it. I'm going to repeat that, and I will meet you on the other side when I'm getting close to the previous turn that we did. So I'm close to reaching the second stitch marker. I'm going to, so here's the double stitch. I'm gonna leave this stitch alone, and I'm going to do the decrease on the previous 2 stitches. So double stitch, leave it alone, decrease these ones. I do a knit 2 together. I'm going to knit this one normally, and I'm gonna work my turn. Before the previous double stitch, I'm gonna work my short row. As before, turn the work, slide the stitch, pull tightly to the back, bring the yarn at the front, and start purling again. And I will meet you on the other side. So I'm just purling on the wrong side. I'm not doing any decreases on the wrong side, so I keep going until I reach the stitch previous to the double stitch from last time when we turned. I'm gonna purl that stitch and work again a German short row. Bring the yarn to the front, slide the stitch from left to right needle, and pull tightly. So you can repeat this as many times as you wish. So you can see we have a decrease line here, which is contained in the short row section of the work. If you need to do more than a couple turns, that's okay. Just keep going with the same exact technique. And I'm going to show you what you have to do once you are done adding all your decreases and all your short rows. Note that if you need to do more short rows and you are actually done doing your X decreases, you can keep going. Don't decrease on the right side, just keep working the short rows as I showed you. But I will meet you a bit further down this road to show you how to resolve the short rows. I now am reaching my 2 weird looking double stitches from working the short rows. I'm going to knit both legs together as if to do a knit 2 together, like so. And again, for the first weird looking double stitch, exactly the same thing. So I have all legs on my needles and I do a normal knit, and then keep working, this time until the very end of the row, because we are done working short rows. Now turn your work and start purling as normal, and I will meet you on the other side. So I reached my weird looking double stitches, and I'm going to purl both legs together as if to do a purl 2 together. Same here. And I'm going to finish purling this row normally. So this is the result. We have more rows in the middle section of the work than on the side. That's the purpose of doing short rows, to have more room for your bust. And if you look more closely, we have also 2 clean decrease lines. So the work is decreasing in width, which is what we want in order to have the side boob cut out. We need it to be narrower, but we are also adding extra space for your bust. That's it. I hope this is helpful, and if you know a better way to approach this, let me know.